Afternoon, folks. I wanted to talk just a minute here. We're in the middle of this crazy pandemic mess going on, and I just want to maybe take a second to talk a little bit about, I guess, customer support and customer service. I've never, I don't know, I've always been a guy that loves good stuff, good quality tools. You can usually feel a tool. People that work with their hands, they know when they pick up a tool it's going to be any count or not. I've got a buddy that's a mason, and he can go through a whole truck full of trowels, and he can find his trowel because he knows how it feels in his hand. That's the same thing for folks that work on equipment, and people that run. We run a lot of chainsaw stuff, and a lot of equipment that's bigger, machine type things, and just when you sit down in it, you can usually feel quality or know that it's not there. And I just want to talk a minute. Why Snap-on tools? Just be honest about it. A lot of people say, well, they're really overpriced, and I'm not going to lie, they're expensive. Yeah, but at the same time, a lot of times you get what you pay for. The just for example, one night I was down here working in the shop. We had a Jeep up on the rack and trying to work on a wheel bearing kind of set up and just getting it ready for the next day, and got a whole drawer full of big wheel nuts, and I don't want to be that guy that uses a chisel on a wheel socket or a wheel nut instead of using a socket. And again, I've seen times where that's necessary, but that's not standard practice. We don't really like to do that. So it's about 11 o'clock, and I called my Snap-on dealer, and I said, look, man, I hate to bother you. It was like a Friday night or something, and it was late, and he said, man, it's no problem at all. He said, what do you need? And I tried to explain it to him. He said, you know what? Just hold on. I'll bring a truck by, and we'll see if we got it. Now, it's not like he lives an hour away. He lives several miles down the road, but he stopped what he was doing and took care of the need I had. And I really, really appreciate that when that happens. And it's always stuck in my mind. And there's been several times when I've been in a bind needing for a special little something, or I've misplaced something that I need, then bam, I turn around and he's got it, or it'll be a couple days, or regardless, he's on top of it, doing the best he can do. And I appreciate that. And I think so much in our world today, and again, I'm guilty of ordering stuff online when I have to, but we really are missing that local mentality of buy from your neighbor, help them out, keep them going, and then that quality also. And so I really, back to that question, why Snap-on? Well, you're looking at a hammer here, and I bought this hammer in black, I guess in 1999. 98 or 99. I bought one. It's probably 99. I bought that hammer, and it came in a set. It came with a dead blow, this guy, and some. There's no. Anyway, there's three of them in a pack, and I bought all three of them, and man, it was a pile of money in those days too. But it was. I was working for Deere at the time, and it's one of those things. Snap-on man came by the dealership every. I think he came on Wednesdays or Thursdays or. I don't know, one day a week he came by, and we'd all take a few minutes and slide out and get what we needed. And of course, I always try to operate with the premise of avoiding debt. So, it's very easy to get yourself in a bind there. But if you save up your money, and when you need a tool, you have money to buy the tool with, you find yourself in a whole lot better shape. Now, back to this story of this hammer that I bought nearly 20 years ago. Maybe, well, actually a touch over 20. It worked flawlessly. It worked great. I've used it, made a lot of money with that hammer. That was my livelihood for a long time, and still I do it. Not as a mainstay right now, but as it's a really good plan B. Being able to fix your own stuff and keep your own stuff going, and then if something falls apart and they say, hey, we don't need you here anymore, you're ready to roll in and keep making money. And I always like to have that security there. And of course, I tell everybody I feel like I'm being lazy if I'm not running 4 or 5 jobs at one time. But that's just I guess kind of the way I look at things. I like to make sure that again, I've done everything I can do to make sure that I'm feeding my family. It's my job. You look in the Bible, it's my job to make sure my family's fed. It's not the government's job. It's not somebody else's. So I made a lot of money with that other hammer, and it really was it was a good hammer. I loved it. It was a go-to piece, but the plastic started breaking down on it, and it was falling apart and chunking out. And the same thing happened to my dead blow hammer, the same size, and it was one of those things that, I said, hey Matt, my local snap-on dealer is Matt Wheeler. If you're in the West Virginia area, look him up. He's on top of it. But I called him up and said, man, my hammer is falling apart. He said, no problem. I'll slide down Friday after work, stop by your shop, and we'll get you taken care of. And sure enough, he did. He took care of it. It's good to go. Well, then this one just like this failed. And same deal. I called him up, and I just happened to see his truck going down the road a few weeks ago, and well, a month or so now, I guess. And I called him up and said, hey, where are you headed? And he said, well, I'm headed right down to this other shop down the road. And another buddy of mine owns that shop, and he's a super good guy. And I said, well, I'll just follow you there. I need a couple things. So pulled in there, and I'd broken my 3/4 to half impact reducer, and that hammer I had in it, all pieces all in a bag, just where it fell apart. And he said, no problem. He said, I got that piece here. I'll put you a new piece in your reducer. And he said, and also, I said, I don't have that hammer in that size. He said, I can get you one a size bigger or whatever you like. Or he said, I can order that one in and just be a few days. And so that was, of course, a day or two before all this pandemic mess rolled out in our area anyway. So it would have been, I don't know, the teens of March, I guess, late teens of March. And I said, no problem, just go ahead and whenever it gets in, give me a call. Well, he gave me a call and said it's in, and it's like the next week, And I told him it's no hurry. I've got a whole pile of hammers. I just want to get that one taken care of. And he, again, I'm not trying to put anybody else in a bind. I've got stuff to work with. But I think the big thing was to, here we are in the middle of this stay-at-home order, and I can't track him down. He can't track me down. And I'm out here working on something at the other garage there, and I look up, and here comes I think it was UPS. I think it was UPS truck. Backed in, and there was an envelope with his hammer in it. He went above and beyond. He didn't have to mail it to me. He could have saw it and said, hey, when all this is over, I'll catch up with you. But no, he did, Now, I'm sure he had a few bucks in throwing that in an envelope and mailing it to me, big old blister pack, bubble wrap pack, and he mailed that thing to me, and just to make sure that I had what I needed. And of course, I just, I really appreciate that. That's something I think we miss in a lot of today. We're not customer oriented, and I think that's a big thing that we're beginning to lose. And I'm just so thankful to see that. And I just want to take a minute to reflect on that and maybe answer that question with why Snap-on. Well, right there, I mean, what an amazing thing. What that's customer support. Yeah, it cost a lot of money to buy it 20 years ago. I mean, how much do I have in this hammer after I've depreciated over 20 years? I mean, to me it's great value. It's an investment. That's something I can leave my kids and their kids. So again, it's I don't mind paying good money for good quality and good customer service. It's one of those things that again, I just very, very impressed, and I just wanted to again take a second to talk about it and mention that, and just kind of give him an attaboy. Really, I just can't say enough good. But anyway, thanks again.